Most digital work doesn't fail because the idea was bad. It fails because the system can't hold up under reality. Messy inputs, shifting pages, late content, different devices, and humans doing things slightly differently every time. That's the gap I focus on. Not more features, not more output, but fewer points of failure, and a smoother path from intent to result. My name's Luke Anthony Houghton. I build reliability-first web systems, workflows, and content engines, the kind that reduce friction, cut repeated manual steps, and stay stable long after the first launch. What you're about to hear is a guided version of my portfolio document, spoken like a walkthrough, page by page. All right, let's begin. On this first page, I'm setting the frame, what I do, and how I approach it. At a high level, I build digital systems that make outcomes predictable, whether that's a website experience, a data pipeline, an automation workflow, or an AI-assisted knowledge layer. The way I work is simple to describe but strict to execute. I prefer guardrails over guesswork. That means clear configuration, controlled behavior, and safe failure paths. If something's missing, the system shouldn't break. It should step back gracefully. And there's one more layer I treat as a core asset: content. Blogs, articles, page copy, social packs. Those are outputs that need structure and consistency, not just creativity. Finally, I preview what's inside: the foundations, the tool stack, and 4 systems: Dave, CX+, Core, and Bag. Each explained through fundamentals, logic flow, and interaction. This page is basically the map. I'm telling you how to read the document without getting lost in it. Pages 3 to 6 are the fundamentals: how I think, what I know, what I can do, and what I've delivered in practice. Then page 7 is the tools and assets management layer, where work lives and how it moves. Page 8 is optimization: SEO, AEO, SXO, treated as one joined up model. Then pages 9 to 20 are the systems portfolio. Each system gets 3 pages: fundamentals, logic, interaction, so it's consistent and easy to compare. And page 21 closes it out. The thread that runs through everything: reliability first delivery, friction reduction, and repeatable output. This page is the operating system behind my work. My core principle is, if something repeats, it should become a system, not a workaround, not a checklist someone forgets. A system. I build across 3 layers. The engineering layer is where front-end behavior stays scoped, safe, and doesn't double run. The data layer is where structure is treated as truth: stable identifiers, validation, timestamps. The workflow layer is where automation becomes dependable: retries, fallbacks, and prevention of duplicated actions. And I add a 4th layer that a lot of people keep separate: content. I treat writing and publishing like a workflow too: briefs, tone rules, structure, word windows, so output stays consistent and reusable. Here I'm explaining what I understand deeply enough to build around. On the website, it's about how pages behave in real life: dynamic rendering, layout shifts, device constraints, editor environments, and how to write enhancements that don't collapse under those conditions. On the systems and data side, I care about governance. A dataset without identifiers, validation, and ordering becomes unreliable fast. So I design structure for long-term traceability, especially when bulk processing is involved. On the workflow side, I follow reliability patterns: back off retries, safe exits, rate limit awareness, and run state signaling so users aren't guessing what's happening. And on the content side, I treat writing as information architecture. headings that map to intent, definitions that answer directly, FAQs that reduce friction, and platform-aware formatting for web and social. AI sits inside governance, never as a free-for-all. This page shifts from understanding to capability. Engineering-wise, I build modular front-end features that don't stack, don't conflict, and don't panic when the DOM changes. If server-side logic is needed, I implement controlled endpoints for validation and structured output. Data-wise, I can take messy inputs and make them usable. Mapping, deduplication, ordering, and audit fields that make bulk operations safe. Automation-wise, I design workflows that can run unattended, retries, throttling, cancellation, and visibility into what ran and why. And content-wise, I produce long-form blogs, structured articles, service page copy, and social packs, including carousel copy, captions, hooks, and hashtag sets, all held together by consistent tone rules and editing discipline in British English. This page is about operating in reality, not in ideal conditions. I've delivered improvements into live sites where constraints already exist and stability matters. That includes handling template variation, avoiding editor conflicts, and ensuring systems degrade gracefully. I've built workflows where the system is the value. Fewer manual steps, fewer repeated decisions, and cleaner operations. That means normalizing inputs, validating early, and writing back safely without corrupting history. I've also built automation intended to run without babysitting, with idempotence and clear status feedback. And for publishing, I apply the same discipline: structured briefs, modular sections, and repurposing across channels so content output becomes repeatable rather than exhausting. Here I'm describing the toolchain, not as a list, but as a system. Squarespace is the publishing and delivery environment, where front-end experience, content layout, and usability upgrades land. Knack acts as structured operational truth: records, validation, ordering, audit fields. The stuff that keeps workflows stable. Replit is where controlled processing and services run when client-side logic isn't enough. Make.com connects systems through automation with retries, fallbacks, and rate-aware logic. Google Workspace and Cloud handle identity, storage, and infrastructure needs with selective AI usage through Gemini. OpenAI powers constrained generation and structured outputs. 11 Labs supports voice-based workflows, and SiteGuru helps audit performance and optimization issues. And importantly, content assets are managed too. Briefs, drafts, metadata, and social packs are treated as versionable outputs, not loose documents floating around. This page frames optimization as one joined process. SEO is visibility, crawlability, indexing, internal links, performance, and structure aligned to intent. AEO is answer readiness, clear definitions, direct answers, consistent headings, FAQs, and content that can be referenced reliably. SXO is what happens after discovery: readability, scanning, navigation, trust, and less friction. Then I tie it to output. I produce pillar pages supporting articles, service copy, FAQs, definition blocks, excerpts, and metadata, plus distribution packs that mirror the same intent across social formats. The point is cohesion, discovery and experience working together, not fighting each other. Dave is a guided discovery layer for content-heavy sites. The job is simple: reduce the "where is it" problem. It's built safety first. It validates context before it runs, and if requirements aren't met, it exits cleanly instead of breaking pages. Features are governed by entitlements and settings, so the experience stays predictable and doesn't become feature clutter. The impact is practical: better findability, faster routes to articles and service information, fewer dead ends, and fewer repeated support questions. This page is the logic walkthrough. Dave boots with defensive checks. Then it runs identity and entitlement gating. After that, it hydrates configuration and restores continuity, preferences, and session memory. It sets up a single progress channel, so longer actions are transparent. Then it normalizes the user input, ranks candidates' pages using multiple signals, assembles results into structured cards, and completes cleanly, clearing states and saving history. This is what the user experiences. They type or speak a request. Dave mirrors it instantly, shows progress, and returns ranked results as readable cards. If there are many results, it batches them so scanning stays easy. Matching is designed for real language, not perfect keywords. The experience can be tuned to stay lightweight, and where audio is enabled, it remains controlled through queue behavior. The outcome is faster discovery and less frustration. CX Plus is a modular retrofit ecosystem for Squarespace. The aim is usability upgrades without redesign. It's designed for variability. Sites differ, and edit mode adds constraints. So plugins are scoped, defensive, and idempotent. They run once, target the right areas, and don't stack. CX Plus improves scanning, navigation, and interaction clarity, and it supports long-form content with features like TOCs, subsection navigation, read time estimates, and scroll indicators. The deeper benefit is publishing consistency. When structure behaves predictably, content becomes easier to write, reuse, and optimize. This page is the internal system rhythm. It starts with permission gates. Then it detects context, page type, and edit mode. Next, it routes modules based on enable flags and conditions. Enactment is scoped and defensive, and dynamic content support is handled through careful observation without duplication. Shared UI and styles are injected once. So the flow is stable: validate, detect, route, enact, monitor. This page is the How It Feels page. Users don't experience a plugin list, they experience a smoother site. Articles become easier to navigate, collections easier to scan, and interactions more consistent across devices. Site owners get configuration-led control. Enable only what's needed. Editors stay protected. Behavior adapts in edit mode. Outcome: consistency for visitors and less maintenance burden for owners. Core is a governed retrieval and response system. It makes information usable and answerable. It exists because content can be published and still be hard to locate or answer from. Core adds strict governance, controlled sources, structured response formats, uncertainty handling, and validation before output is displayed. It supports AEO and SXO by reducing scroll hunting and improving answer readiness. It also reveals content gaps. The questions people ask become signals for what to improve or publish next. Core begins with strict authorization checks. It hydrates configuration safely, restores continuity, and sets up progress updates. It checks usage limits, uses similarity shortcuts where possible, and runs full retrieval only when needed. Responses are generated inside constraints, sanitized for safe rendering, and optionally paired with related content cards. Then it completes cleanly. State cleared, history saved, UI ready. Core feels transparent. Your question appears instantly, progress is visible, and the response is structured for scanning. Fast path responses are used when questions repeat. Full retrieval produces a clean answer, plus related links for verification. It also supports repurposing. Strong answers can become FAQs, definition blocks, or short social summaries tied back to source pages, turning interaction into a content improvement loop. BAG is a publishing workspace that turns content into a repeatable system. It runs on constraints: voice, intent, audience, structure, and word windows. Research is captured into governed slots with citations. Articles are modular, section-based, and repair passes keep length and structure consistent. BAG also generates metadata from the actual article text, not generic prompts, and produces distribution packs, carousel slide copy, captions, hooks, and hashtags aligned to the article intent. BAG enters a protected run state, captures the writing contract, compiles the work list, and deduplicates aggressively to protect dataset integrity. If research is enabled, it ingests and cleans sources with citations. Then it generates outline greater than sections greater than metadata, running repair passes where needed. Finally, it can generate social packs and stamps outputs with timestamps and run flags. It's workflow first: protect, validate, dedupe, research, generate, repair, publish. This is the user experience. The user inputs topics and references, chooses the writing contract, triggers research, then generates the outline and modular sections. Metadata follows, then social packs. Everything remains reviewable and editable, and nothing forces a restart. Run state protection and cancellation support keep the process controlled. Outcome: consistent publishing and predictable repurposing without repeated rewriting. To close, the thread is clear. Reliability first systems. I build with permission gates, input validation, safe failure paths, and predictable outputs, supported by governance like clear configuration and traceable run states. Content fits the same discipline. Blogs, articles, copy, and social posts aren't side work. They're structured outputs that become easier to optimize, distribute, and retrieve when they follow consistent rules. And the systems summarize that approach. Dave improves discovery and routing to the right content. CX Plus upgrades usability through modular retrofits. Core makes content answerable through governed retrieval. BAG makes publishing repeatable with structured assets and social packs. Thanks for listening.